We are done. I think that should be good. Now, the question is that... Yeah, no, it hasn't. Sadly, it hasn't changed the other... The fleets here, so... Oh, well. Neutral, neutral... Never. So we can have a lot of setting this up for the moment. Now let's just double check. Yep, that all works. So that's raid, invade. I haven't made any invade fleets actually. Defense fleets. Oh my lord, there's a lot. Neutral cautious. Actually, that one seems alright. This one not so though. I think neutral cautious is probably an okay one. Actually, I think I set them both to cautious, but the rapid response should be cautious, I think. Whereas my bigger defense fleets can be a little bit more ballsy. Sorry about this one. We're going to have to just work through these, get them all set up, and then we're good to go from that point on. Remind me to make sure that the rapid response is set cautious, but the main defense fleet is set neutral cautious after this. Should be never, but it's not really going to matter. Right, there we go. And the main defense fleet should be set up to be... Okay. That layering of the UI there didn't work quite as expected. There we go. Let's see. What if you reset the fleet's template? And then it should load the new settings, right? No, it doesn't seem to reload settings. Once it makes the fleet, and indeed once it makes a ship, it seems to push those settings onto the ship or the fleet. Like, and then they are an instance. And that instance doesn't get updated. The devs are great. Few people can work on a zillion things at once. And it really does feel like there's probably a zillion things at once that the devs are being told. Even in stream right now. So chat, do put some love in chat for Tyler, who is being incredibly patient with everyone and the flood of wished for features and tweaks. Strike Force, I think we've already done, haven't we? Yes. So that's attack is the last one, and we only have one attack fleet, so that's nice and easy. And this should be neutral, neutral. No aggressive for our fleets, because sadly, we do not have, well, we're rolling with too many ion weapons. Maybe we'll move those, maybe we won't. We'll see. Excellent. Captured ship scrapped for a bit of money. Treasure recovered. While salvaging the volatile storage in the Exion system, We have made the following discovery. 6,000 credits. Wow. Please tell me. Oh, right. You're salvaging these. That's okay. I thought you were saying, please tell me you're not salvaging our own ships. They're not that badly damaged. Just get a construction ship out here. It'll be fine. They'll walk it off. Tibble, I for one am disappointed in the devs for not being perfect. Shame on them. Shame. How are you doing? Problem is, are you actually going to engage? Because I don't know how far away they are. Feels like you should have engaged with your weapon system at this point. With your borders. That would be another nice thing, if it were possible. To see the border craft. Like when they're next going to launch a boarding wave. Wow. So we've lost 2 military ships and 1 other ship. We lost 2 military ships? Oh no, sorry. We've captured 2 military ships. War progress on Shah Dilbert. They destroyed 1 base. Ouch. Okay. Sure. Maze Runner can go over there and check that out. I'm okay with that. Cuban Empire has declared war on the Akhdarian Empire. But really, it's crazy to hear you already worked on a continue button in a few hours. To be fair, Tyler has been ridiculously responsive in chat tonight. It's kind of wild. And I can only imagine they were this responsive in Das Tactics stream as well. I did read that right, didn't I, Tyler? That you popped over here after Das was done streaming? I'm not actually sure. Was Das streaming this? That's a good question. Problem is that we can, aggressively disable a ship, but then whether anyone actually boards, don't get too close. Why are you doing this? I feel that this is a dumb move. You're about to be disabled utterly. And chunk. While salvaging a power conduit in the Desantian system, we have made the following discovery. We found detailed maps. Okay, that's actually quite cool. And more detailed map. That's actually really cool. Hello, Delta Fire Dragon. Been catching up on the After Hours content on Captain Adventure. Oh, wonderful. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Pop. But yeah, knowing why they haven't launched an attack or a boarding attempt would be super useful. How close are you going to get? Because as soon as you're less than 1,000, you should be able to launch your assault pods. Like, you should start slowing down right now. There we go. Now, the shields are gone, so I would kind of expect to see assault pods launched. And I'm hoping they're going to get a little bit closer so you can bring all your weapons to bear. Are you going to... yes, you already have. Fair enough. Their weapon systems are shut down. But what I don't see are any drop pods attacking. Right, well, build ships. Sure, let's get a couple of those ships made. We've got enhanced missile research stolen. Nice. And sure, we'll offer them a gift. I'm going to move it up to real-time speed, because that may be why we're not seeing the boarders happening, because the boarding can only happen like every 20 seconds or something like that. We've got some more system maps. Oh, they want to join us. Hooray! But, show me. Is there anyone that would work on this? I think any if we send either the Tekken or the actually I forget the name of the race now. The let me have a look. Let me find a colony where they've moved over. Yeah, Gazurians, I think it is. Gazurians, yeah. If we send either of them here, they're not going to enjoy their time. Nevertheless, make it happen and then just leave quickly afterwards. But we'll finally have someone who can colonize a water world, which would be grand for us. Question, do we have to strip all of the armor before we can launch boarding parties as well? Oh, they're leaving. Why? Not really sure what's going on there at all, really. Oh well. What happened here? Who'll be you? Oh, that's an ally. Well, kind of. I think. Yes, it is. They're dealing with a Gravelex, rather. Let's speed things up and see how our fleets handle stuff. There are multiple things that can interfere with boarding. I would very much like to know what they were. Yes, I will absolutely accept a restricted trade agreement. Okay, let's quickly reassign that. Restricted trade agreement, I am now going to say befriend. If we've got a... I mean, I've also got a restricted trade agreement with you, but... I guess I will befriend you as well. Not displeased with us though, but we'll see if I can build that up. We'll see where we can go with it. Okay, let's get the strike force in there. And also on that note, let's go ahead and... My attack fleet has 3 field tankers, and only 3 field tankers. Let us try and fill that out a little bit, with all the money that we had. Ion point defense researched, fantastic. Patriotic wave. See, this is one of the questions I have, is how many of my ships are going in here to try and fight this starbase, because that is so hopelessly outside of our reach. Is there a way of me setting this place as a, like, do not venture here location? Doesn't look like it. Let's head on the way out. Find out where you are. No, I still don't want to go all the way over there. Group research over there wouldn't be terrible. Have we lost our station? Please say it isn't so. No, we're fine. Well, I mean, I say we're fine. We're actually really not, but... I'm going to pause it right there for a second. We've got a lot of things going on that I want to try and address. Yeah, the cooldown of boarding pods is what I imagine it is. It has a huge cooldown. If you're on fleet orders, it seems that they tend not to try again if most of the fleet is on cooldown. Oh, okay. Huh. Don't kiss it. I forgot that I had stream notification when I got up, and I just wasted an hour and a half playing PS4 without even having it on in the background. Oh, it's okay. You're forgiven. I'm in a benevolent mood. It was different before the last big patch, but now the fleet over ship tactics are more enforced than before. Ah, okay. Right, I'll have a look into that. Let's have a look first. I would like this built, so go ahead. I would also definitely like that... Oh, my attack fleet is now willing to go and take them on. Sure. Well, that's just going to be a... Well, I guess they would capture it still. Pros following offer. I am 100% no for that. Sign... Anubis Strike Force to investigate. No, I don't want the Strike Force doing that. Thank you. Dismiss. Eta Ascendity makes the following offer. Sure, I'm happy to have a non-aggression treaty with you. How are you doing down here? We've got a lot of... I knew it was a bad idea! I've got freighters making this stupendously long journey. Why? Gary! Bloody Gary! Got freighters making the journey from Aavak through a war zone to go and bring population to Gary. It's called sightseeing. Yeah, we run special Warzone tours. The Tekken are so starved of, you know, being able to do anything fun that they've decided that flying through our war zone is exactly what they... No, that is not what we're doing. Damn it. There we are. Sure, we'll send the Anubis Strike Force over there. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's a single frigate out in the middle of nowhere. Now, a third defense force, yes. Raids. The Marol Strike Force really does need more ships. Like, shockingly badly needs more ships, in fact. Yes, I'm not surprised that my passenger ships are under attack. They're flying through a war zone. I feel that perhaps they may have made an error in judgment. Oh, Duncan, have you not seen Distant Worlds 2 before? Oh. The 8th Fleet have just shown up. Okay. Oh, damn. They're still getting messed up over there. I really hope they don't. Is this the only part of the 8th Fleet? Do I even have weapons here? Oh, crap, I don't. Yeah, because my own ships wiped everything out. Right, 2nd Defense Force. I would like you to move over here. I mean, I could set the home base here, but I'm not going to. Just want them to move over here. Oh, my lord. That is a little bit frustrating as well. Right, let's set you back to the defend AI. But once you get there, I want you... That's when I want the defense to flip over. Oh, wow, that fleet is huge. Is that the one that's on this way? Oh, that's terrifying. Right. Have a look at the fleets we've got. Attack fleet first. Are they at full strength? They are now. Raid fleets next. Top them up. And then the... oh, wow, you really need a top up. Okay. That one actually is okay, since we're kind of there anyway. Gonna have a quick look at the fight. You are getting way too close. Oh, thank goodness you stopped. Nice. Basic point defense. Nope. Sure, that defense force can go and investigate. Now, what I would seriously like is to see a bunch of shuttles get on there. Now, here is a question. Could shuttles be knocked... oh, I bet... because what I'm seeing right now is that occasionally these guys are getting blown up. Can the assault pods be shot down by an area of attack weapon? I mean, I guess there's no reason why they couldn't be. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you know, you got a spying on you, so that's understandable. But if they can be shot down, then I absolutely need to stop using those weapons. As much as they're like a specialty weapon, and that's amazing, that is way too rough for us. That being said, I mean, I've got a bajillion freighters moving over here. Maybe I should start building stuff all over the universe. I don't really see a point in building things for scenery that are going to be so low, because we end up having to pay for them all. Oh, did they finish wiping it out? Oh, they did. Damn it. They destroyed 2 very expensive bases. Destroyed 2 far less expensive bases of theirs. Or NXT. Sure, let's get over there. I'm going to pause that for a second because Core did get spotted. No, that's okay, fine. We haven't got a spy. A double agent. That's okay. I think shuttles count as missiles, so yes, I think so. Also, don't forget that probably don't board if they have less strength than the opponent's crew. It might be worth it to test it. Like have a ship with no defenses and full point defense and one with shuttles trying to capture it in the game editor. Oh, okay, yeah. Looks like hyperdrive disruption, warp interception doesn't show up until quite late in the tech tree, so you probably won't have ships get intercepted when traveling to Gary, even though they might run out of fuel. Okay, that's very good to know. Thank you very much, Tyler. Beacon Blair's back. Everything's going okay. You've boarded and captured the ship Mocking Remorse. Nice. They're offering a limited trade. I will accept. That's fine. I'm not going to give them iron weapons, no. I see no reason to. The fleet are here and are attacking, sadly, but that's just the way that's going to be. There's very little I can do about it. That said... Oh, the fighters have already launched. Okay, let's pause this here for a second and have a think. Where do they want to send the 3rd Defense Fleet? Sure, go and deal with that Gravelex. Maze Runners are out of ships again, so let's get that topped up. Let's slow down time a bit. Oh, apparently that won't work. Work there, but apparently with Maze Runners not. I wonder why that isn't working. I'll disband it. I will make a new one. Add Avakis. We'll rename that one back to Defense. Some Maze Runners, rather. There you go. Now, let's have a quick gander at my spies again, because I feel that there is a reasonable chance that they might. No, we're okay with that. We're fine with that, actually. Okay, we're 65% away from Star Marine Barracks and 27% away from energy collectors. I am going to say that there are a few changes we need to make. One, I feel I need my ships to have some sort of non-ion damage potential. I also feel that the ion bomb is now way too bad. So first, let's upgrade the bomber. Oh, there we go. Bombers straight into ion pulse blasters straight away, and I'm absolutely A-okay with that. Save and exit. And the interceptor exactly the same. Ion pulse blaster already sorted out. And because I can, drop that in there. Much more fuel. Save and exit. Destroyer. Now, this is the point. I've got Ion Pulse Blaster point defense, which is lovely. But I'm also going to swap these out. Let's remove them all together for the time being. My destroyers will be able to launch ion fighters. So at this point, I'm going to say my destroyers are not there to use ion. What is the tractor range on this? 650, that's garbage. Right. I could go with the Epsilon torpedoes for 30 each. It's a lot of punch. The destroyer actually does look like a little mole. Oh my god. That is amazing. I hadn't even noticed that. Holy crap. That is fantastic. It is actually a little mole. That is absolutely fantastic. I love it. I can never unsee. I wouldn't want to unsee. This is glorious. In every possible way. I could use Epsilon torpedoes or concussion missiles. Actually, I wonder what the railgun is like versus this. No, I'd say that was still better. Where is the Ion Pulse PD? Yeah. Decent amount of point defense. I could add even more if I really, really wanted to. I've got a fair amount of additional bays now. So, actually, yeah. I can pop in a wreck. Pull down the maintenance on this. I could even add in a med bay to pull to give some extra damage mitigation. And finally then, I've got 14 to play with. Shame that won't fit. In terms of railgun, what's its max range? No, the ion cannon is higher. The Maxos blaster is higher. Tractor beam is much shorter. The iron pulse blaster is only 590. I'm going to say, sure, we'll go with the iron cannon on the nose. There you go. That being said, no, I think, well, no, I think that's a decent setup for our destroyer. Right, we're up to version 4 of this destroyer now. Frigate. As I mentioned, what I would like to do here is give it at least one stronger weapon. I think the Epsilon torpedo should be fine for that. In that role, I don't see much else being better. Concussive missile, maybe? No, it's not. So if we pop that in there, then the frigate is going to have some punchiness to it. At the very least. Alternatively, well, actually, no, the small starfighter bay. Oh my lord, I could field so many fighters. This is good. I approve. Now I've got 24 points that I can put into something. I've got a back seat, but did you look at the mechanical differences between torpedoes and missiles? I have not really, I guess. In terms of like just looking at is the difference that you're talking about visible here? Like, are we just looking at stats, or is there some sort of hidden mechanics? I mean, torpedoes don't have any shield bypass whatsoever and do have armor bypass. In terms of their damage fall off, the torpedoes have damage fall off, so at max range, they're going to have significantly less, like maybe 50% less damage. Which in this case isn't actually that bad at all. Comparing to the concussive missile, so that probably wouldn't be that big of a difference. The fact that they won't go through the shields, they'll just hit the shields and deplete the shields. Hopefully. Let's see. In terms of intercept fighter chance, much less, but I wouldn't be really using a torpedo or a missile to shoot down fighters. Shots per volley. One shot versus 4 shots. Now, when it says shots per volley, this is an interesting one, because some games will give you the average expected damage per volley, and if they've got multiple shots, they take into account the likelihood of a shot missing, that sort of thing. It basically tries to average out the damage that's going to be applied with a mind to the miss rate. I'm talking about guns here for the game that's coming to mind. But it would kind of sum up what it expected a burst to do. Not a single shot in the burst, but the whole burst. Yeah, because we've got DPS here, so where is the DPS? Yeah, damage rate. So it expects the Epsilon torpedoes to do more damage than the concussive missile. But are the stats with the concussion missile per missile or per shot? Because that would be a huge thing. Because Gary thinks it would be per missile. Because if the stats here per missile, then that's enormous. Because each missile is doing 12 damage now, and there are 4 of them versus the one that the Epsilon torpedo is firing. And the volley fire rate for the concussive missile is 1 second. Now, I'm assuming that means that it's 1 second between shots in the volley. That still means that in 8 seconds, it will have fired 8 missiles versus the Epsilon, or in 12 seconds, it would have fired 12 missiles, whereas the Epsilon torpedo would have fired 1. Is there another stat for how often they fire? Bombard damage, range, fall-off ratio, speed, 300, energy per shot, fire rate, 32 seconds and 12 seconds. Right, so the torpedo... Right, so as soon as the torpedo is finished firing, it shoots the next one. The missiles take 32 seconds to fire, and then once it triggers the launch sequence, will fire 1 missile every 4 seconds. Every second for 4 seconds, and then will go silent again for 32 seconds. Aavak, would you recommend early access Captain of Industry or waiting for release? There is an enormous... Because I saw you mention that you were waiting on release for more content. There is a staggering amount of content in Captain of Industry already. Like, when I commit to making a series on Captain of Industry, I am assuming it's going to be about... the Alpha series, for example, took about... I think there was something like 11, 12 episodes, and there's about 2 to 3 hours per episode of gameplay condensed into those episodes. The early ones less so, but then towards the late game, there was a lot of I was laying out lots of cuts. But there is a staggering. I would be shocked if you found less than 25, like a solid day of playing the game worth of content. I would be shocked, and that for a single run. Like, if you actually sat down, I'm not talking like literally playing it for 24 hours, because you're going to be so slow at the beginning and the end. But 24 hours of peak you in your gamer mode playing the game content. I would be shocked if you could enjoy it a full run in less than 24 hours. And that's thinking back to the alpha. The beta added a load more features, and the early access has added a staggeringly larger amount of features. I don't know how much gameplay there is in the early access, but I would probably say 30, 40 hours minimum. But that is a massive guess. So again, I couldn't tell you. But that's what I would say. But back to Distant Worlds. Damage fall-off ratio is 0% per 1,000. Now, the concussion missile loses no damage across its full range, whereas the Epsilon torpedo would lose 25% in the first 1,000, and then I'm assuming, it doesn't, it's not going to be 25% of the damage that remains. I'm going to assume it's going to be the easier formula of 25% of its full damage for the first 1,000, then 25% of its full damage for the second 1,000, and 25% of its full damage for the third 1,000, and so on and so forth. Which is, you lose more damage that way, but... in terms of the damage rate on the concussion missile, effectively, if all of the stats are per shot or per missile, then the concussion missile seems to be the better option. If it's not, then the Epsilon torpedo still wins out, just because of the enormous amount of time between volleys for the concussion missile. There's a string in the code here, damage rate explanation. We're all waiting on Tyler now. I'm so sorry, John. But this would be super useful information. Live code digging with Tyler.